Hi guys, in today's video I'm sharing with you the Southbank by Nina Lee. Let's get started. Welcome back to my channel. If we're just meeting, my name's Claire. Over here I talk about plus size dressmaking with the aim of helping you to feel more confident in the clothes you're wearing. So if that sounds good to you, hit the subscribe button down below because I bring videos to you once to twice per week. So a little while ago, Nina Lee put a call out for some plus size testers, and I put my hand up and said, yes please, because I absolutely love the aesthetic of Nina Lee's patterns. It's a pattern company that I've looked at over the last couple of years, and I have pined after their garments, actually, their patterns, but because I didn't fit into the size range, I wasn't going to buy them. So Nina Lee had put a call out for, I think she had a call out for either 2 or 3 of her patterns. I chose the Southbank Sweater to make up. If the Q dress was in that lineup, I would have chosen that one, as that's my favourite of hers. But I did choose the Southbank, partly because I'd done a few tests in it. I knew it'd be an easy make, but also because I really liked the look of it. So just to make you aware and be completely transparent, I did receive a test copy of this pattern in exchange for giving her feedback on the actual process of making it up. This video wasn't expected, and it's something that I said to her that I would like to do. So basically it's content, isn't it? I've made a garment and it's content for my vlog, and I thought you guys might benefit from it. So that's my reasoning behind doing this. So normally I wouldn't put an A4 together, I would send it off for the A0s, but as it was a test copy, I didn't want to spend money doing that, so I did print this off and put the A4 together myself. It was quite a few pages. I think there might have been 40 odd pages. So it's been a while since I put A4 sheets together, so I was a little bit daunted by the prospect. But it went together really easily, really straightforward. There was no issues whatsoever. There are not that many pattern pieces. It comes with a front on the fold, a back on the fold, a sleeve piece, a bottom band, cuffs, and a neckband. And that's it. And really, if you didn't want to print all that off, you could just print off the back, the front and the sleeves, and then draft the cuffs and the neckband and the hemband yourself, because they are just rectangles. The new sizes that Nina Lee will be going up to, according to my test pattern, is size 28, and that's a bust of 54, a waist of 47 and a hip of 57. So I chose a 22 at the bust and the waist and graded out to a 26 at the hips. That is perfectly normal. It's a normal adjustment that I always have to make on a dress, so I wasn't surprised at that. So let's get into the details of the pattern. So the pattern is a jersey dress. It's essentially a sweater dress or a jumper dress if you're in the UK. So it's got a funnel neck. I think that's what you call a funnel neck. It's got dropped shoulders, and there are 3 versions you can make. You could make the cropped version, you could make the normal jumper length version, or you can make the long version, which is the version that I chose to make. Now I did have a few, I had a few issues trying to decide which version to make. Obviously, I wasn't going to go the cropped route. That absolutely would not have suited me. I was debating whether to make the normal length one or the long length one. Now, I didn't want to make the normal length one because I didn't really have trousers to go with it. I tend to wear leggings and a dress, and so it wouldn't have looked right at normal length coming to mid-hip if I'm wearing leggings underneath. So I really didn't want to go that route. I wanted to go the long length, which is the length I did end up going, but I was a little concerned as to whether it would, because there's not much fuss in this pattern. This is a pattern that you could really show off your fabric. If you had a fantastic print, this would be the pattern to do that. I was concerned that if I made this all in one, then it would show every lump and bump, as it is fairly hugger. It is fairly form-fitting. So I was really concerned about that. So I decided to go with a 22 at the bust, 26 at the hips, 22 at the waist. So when I did that, I crossed my fingers and hoped for the best, and it did work out. So I haven't got loads of room in the waist. I was looking for some fabric for this. I didn't have any fabric in my lovely stash here that was appropriate, because you need a more mid-weight to heavyweight jersey fabric, such as a Pontoroma or something like that, and I didn't have anything. I did have some French terry that Minerva have sent me, but it was just a plain grey, and as this was a pattern test, I didn't want to use their fabric for that. So that's what urged me to go and have a look on Girl Charlie's website, because they were having a 60% off sale. And that is where I got all those lovely jersey fabrics from. And I ordered some French terry specifically for this project. And it's this one here, which I've now got wrapped up in a bit of card. This is my leftovers. But when it arrived, it was really quite thin. And I was unsure whether it was going to work, but I bought it, so I thought I may as well make it up. I'm just going to go and get my first make. So I'm back. I've got my first make. This is inside out, actually. I was unsure which side of the fabric to use for this, and I think I ended up using the wrong side, but it gives a lovely look. This is my first version, and I made it with the loops from the French terry on the outside. So for the neckband, I put the other side on, and I did that for the cuffs and for the hemband as well. I will insert some footage here of me wearing this. It came together really quickly. I had no problems whatsoever. However, when I put it on, you can kind of see too much, really, and I think that's because it's such a drapey fabric. So it's one of my first times working with French terry, and I had assumed, because the French terry I had from Minerva was quite thick, that the one I ordered would be quite thick. I didn't look at the weight of it, which was a mistake. You should always look at the weight of your fabric when you're buying online. So when it came, I knew before I made it that I shouldn't use this fabric for it, but I had a test to do, I had a deadline, so I just ploughed on with it. So I made it, and it's wearable, it's really cosy, but it is going to be a house jumper, because it's not something I would feel very comfortable wearing outside of the house. I think the fabric's organic, and I only paid £5 a metre for this fabric, and I used 1.7 metres of the 3 metres that I ordered. So it's not a huge fabric eater, what would you call it? It's not a huge fabric muncher, this pattern, but you know, it's a shame that I actually used this fabric for this. This would actually make a lovely cashmerette fuller cardigan, which is what I'm in the process of making at the moment. And I might see if I've got enough of that one to make it, because I did just cut it out and I only used just over 1 metre of fabric, because I'm making the short version, the cropped version. So we'll see. Yeah, this is a lovely one. So I wanted to make another one, so I did an order with the textile centre, and they have a deal where if you spend £35 you can get free shipping, so that's good enough for me, even though the shipping's only like £3.99 or something. So I picked up 3 or 4 different fabrics, and this was one of them. So this fabric arrived on the deadline of the day when I needed to have my test in. So within about an hour of the fabric arriving, I had this cut out. As soon as I saw this fabric, I absolutely loved it. It felt and looked like such good quality, and you got what I came to realising once I was working with it and living with a white and black cat is that I need one of these with me at all times. Before I started filming, I spent a good 10 minutes getting all the lint off of this. My camera just needed a break, and I'll come back 5 minutes later and I've got white cat hair everywhere. So it's a shame, but this garment is going to be a bit of a nightmare to wear. So that aside, I absolutely love this make. So I put it together in less than an hour. It must have been, just did the shoulder seams, put my sleeves in down the side, and then attached the hembands and the cuffs and what have you. Didn't take very long at all, and I love the structure of the Ponte version. I just think it looks so much better, and it's so cozy and keeps me warm. It's very much a winter dress. I wouldn't think I could wear this during the summer because your skin wouldn't be able to breathe, but I love it. And because it's a drop shoulder, it's only a slightly drop shoulder. It's there, my shoulder's there, so a couple of inches. Because it's a drop shoulder and it's an all-in-one, I can get away without any shoulder adjustments, which was fantastic. I also didn't do a bust adjustment. Now, I'm not sure what size she is basing her busts on. It's probably a B, I would have thought, but I'm not sure. And I didn't do one. I just went with the measurements on the actual pattern. Now, when I make a dress, I don't like to have fabric up here. I like it to, at the top of my cleavage, which is about there, I like to have a scoop neckline. Although the indigo came a little bit higher, but traditionally I like it about there. And I was a little bit concerned that it would all encompass me and make me look bigger, but actually I don't think it does, and I really like it. And if it does, doesn't matter, does it? I did a very good job on my seams. If you can see where it crosses over, you have to squeeze all the fluff all over it. Where it crosses over there. How good is that? And it's as good on all the other sides. There's really nothing else to say about this. It just went so well, and I can see myself making lots more of these. The only thing holding me back from making more of these is the fabric, because I haven't got the right fabrics. So as I say, I've got 4 fabrics from Minerva, and that came after I did my fabric haul, so I wasn't able to show you them, but this was one of them. I've cut out one for my Cashmerette Fuller cardigan, which you'll see in due course. I've also got this one, but it's not a Ponte. It's a very relaxed knit, so I might make another cardigan out of that. And I do have this lovely pink one, and it's got a nice texture on it. I don't know if you're gonna pick. I can't see. I can't tell if you're picking that texture up, but it looks lovely. It's like a, they call it a cloak, C-L-O-Q-E, cloak or cloquet, probably cloquet fabric, which is a jersey. It's got a little bit of stretch, not a lot, but I've got 3 meters of this, so I am tempted to make another one of these. Do you think it would suit my colouring or not? I'm not convinced it would. I think because quite a few of you said you like the pale indigo I made, and I think maybe I do need a bit of a paler colour against my skin, so I'd probably want a dress that at least had some skin showing between my face and the actual dress, if you know what I mean. Maybe I'll make another cardigan with that. I really don't know. It might just go in my stash for a while. But yeah, they were the other fabrics that I got. So nothing else to say. If it's a pattern that you've been looking at but you didn't previously fit into their sizes, then do consider giving them a go, because I didn't have any real problems with the drafting. As I say, I didn't amend this pattern at all, which is almost unheard of. I only graded between sizes, which is something I needed to do. Have you made the Southbank, or is it something that you would like to make? Leave me a comment down below. Let me know if Nina Lee patterns are a pattern that you like. I always admired them. I think they've got a very sophisticated style about them. I'll leave a link in the description box below which will tell you where to get the pattern. It will also give you a little bit of information about when the extra sizes are going to be released. I'm not sure if I'm putting this video out before they're released. I'd like to put it out on their release, but I'm not sure when that will be. But all the details will be down below. Until next time, happy sewing. Bye for now.
You can fly high.